Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Washington Live's Community Profiles. I am your host, Greta Clemens, and we are powered by KCTC, so thank you, Casey. I am excited to be joined today by two awesome individuals, Chuck and Stacy. Stevie. Jesus, I don't know where I got that from. I blanked right when we went live. Stevie, sorry. Right. And they are here today to talk to us about Bridges Out of Poverty, which is a group that is going to be meeting in January. So we are going to chat with them and get some more information about that. But before we jump in, let's do some quick introductions so we know who Stevie and Chuck are.
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah.
Ladies first.
My name's Stevie. I'm the Choices Coordinator for most of Southeast Iowa through First Resources Corporation. So I run the Choices Drop-In Center here in Washington.
Nice, okay.
Sigourney, Oskaloosa, and Mount Pleasant as well.
Very cool.
Yeah. And I'm the Ministry Director for Celebrate Recovery that's held here at Methodist Church here in Washington. Also, I'm one of the pastors down at Brighton Community Church.
Yeah, and Chuck's been on here before, so welcome back. And a first time for Stevie, so excited to have you guys. Awesome, so let's jump right into what Bridges Out of Poverty is and kind of go into the details. So what is Bridges for Poverty?
Well, Bridges in Poverty is the people to help, go through this booklet of Getting Ahead to help you, learn how to, regulate your finances. So if you never set up a budget or anything like that, to help you figure out where your money's going, where you can cut back. And when you're thinking of poverty, you're just thinking financially. But people have educational poverty. They don't have enough education. They have emotional problems, mental problems, physical handicaps and different things. So this is going to help them define, where can I get help to, improve my situation.
So it's not just monetary, it's all sorts of different things.
Yeah, I mean, you have, you're in a situation, you have poor support groups, that type of thing. And, just all kinds of spiritual poverty, what's your spiritual life,
Yeah.
and that type of thing. So there's a lot more than just finances that play into this. You got to get what they call generational poverty, where, you grew up in a family that was in poverty, and it just continues on, for generation after generation, because nobody knows how to break the cycle.
Right. So you'll work through this booklet, and that has all the different pieces in it, or how does the course look?
Yeah, the book teaches you how to be an investigator and investigate your community to find the resources to help yourself and your fellow team. That's essentially, each group is from 8 to 12 people.
Okay.
That are in the same general situation as you in poverty. So you become a support group for each other to learn through this progress and bridge your way out of poverty.
Very cool. So is this just a one-day thing? Does it go on for a certain amount of time? Or
12 to 16 weeks.
Okay. And you mentioned there's different groups. So there's, educational, poverty, whatever. Are those groups split up, or do you kind of all go through the course together? Or how does that work?
We all go through together, each chapter of the book, learning every aspect of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a stipend to help as well. That helps you when you're going to the courses. They do a stipend of $20 each course you go to.
Nice.
Important. Stevie and I are just facilitators.
Okay.
The people that are they're doing the work. We're just, keeping them on track and encouraging them to do it.
Sure. Yeah. I bet you guys are great at that.
Do it for them.
No.
That's the whole thing.
So this is a workbook that they work through for the 12 to 16 weeks.
Yeah.
Very cool. So everyone will get one of those.
Absolutely, yep.
Awesome. So you guys are hoping to start this, you said January 2024, or 2025, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Ooh, it's Monday. January 2025. Do you have a place you'll be meeting?
Yeah, so far we're going to be meeting out the HACAP office out there by the HACAP homes and stuff like that. So that's where we're going to hold the meetings at.
Okay.
Actually, we'll feed them. Plan was to start at 5:30, and they come in for a meal. And then we'd go from there, and then we go, the thing would end at 8 o'clock.
Okay. And is this, what do you have a day of the week? Are you still kind of setting up?
We haven't worked that out, but tentatively we were going to start on Mondays because everybody, In fact, we were supposed to start today, but then something came up that one of the people couldn't make it. Was one of the key players here, couldn't do it. So then we decided, well, we should change, skip a week, and then we decided, well, let's get through the holidays and start fresh.
Sure. I know, things start ramping up.
Kids will be in school. There will be child care.
Okay.
This deal too. So if you've got kids, come in.
So you can bring your kids. You'll have childcare available. So that kind of initiates my next question. What ages is this course for? Would you say?
Ages
18.
18. Anybody that's out on their own.
Okay. It's actually probably extremely helpful. I think this is some things I feel like high school should teach you and go through, but you don't always get it or you forget it.
Yeah. But you're right. I mean, a lot of these people, have problems, I say, financially because they don't know how to balance their checkbook.
Right.
Or they don't know, how to set up a budget or do anything else. Or just sit down and figure out where's my money going. And different things. Like people probably never learned growing up that when you're going out and you're looking for a place to rent and then you've got a job, how much should I pay for rent?
Yeah.
And at times, when I was growing up, it was like a rule of thumb that if you were going to rent a place, 1 week's salary should cover your rent.
Sure.
And then the other 3 weeks were savings,
bills,
and other expenses and
sure.
stuff like that.
Really learning about the debt to income ratio. What you should
That's
be
super
at.
important. I didn't learn that until we started to try to buy a house, and I was like, "What is debt to and net income ratio? What is that?" Yeah. So that's awesome. What are some other things what can they expect to get out of this course? So those are some really great examples. Is there some other ones you might have?
Learning the local resources that you can utilize.
Oh yeah, that'd be huge.
Along with the bridging support, so finding people outside of poverty to kind of learn how it is to be out, the differences in poverty to middle class to wealthy. There's so many differences that's kind of scary for somebody who's never been out of poverty.
Yeah.
And there's certain, what they call hidden rules. If you're moving from one economic stage to another, how do these people act,
Yeah.
And there's different things, And it's kind of going to help them, too, because the more education you got, the better pay you're going to get.
Sure.
So it all boils down to, your language. What command you have of the English language? Can you, carry on sentences and how to present yourself and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, and many people have been on job interviews, and have interviewed people for jobs. And we had a guy show up, for a job interview, and he went through and he showed up wearing pajama pants and slippers, and a T-shirt, so that just qualified him right there.
Yeah.
One of the other fellows we interviewed went through the whole process and told him what, that, okay, what do you think? And he said, well, I think it's a pretty good job, and I should fit in. And he said, I should get my driver's license back now after my 3rd DUI. And then it was like we were looking for a driver. So it kind of eliminated.
Yeah, that's probably not going to work.
Told us that to begin with. It saved us all this time.
Yeah.
So
it's just basic rules of thumb that you might not even think people wouldn't know, but they don't even think about. So
yeah.
Very cool. So have you went through the course, or you've taught the course, or facilitated the course?
Yep, I facilitated
You
the
facilitated. Have you seen some good things come out of the course for people, or good
absolutely.
results?
I still have people that had attended the course that come into my center every day to tell me the new advancements they had.
Oh, that's cool.
Like successes and any struggles. They'll even just come and ask me, kind of think outside the box what they should do for it.
Yeah. So not only are you a facilitator, but you're also now a resource. So a resource they can seek out and get help with. So that's very cool. How many seats are available? How many, or is it unlimited, or?
It's 8 to 12 people.
8 to 12. Okay.
Yep.
So 8 to 12. And is it cost to?
Nope. It's absolutely free.
It's
Okay.
free.
And how do you, if someone is interested, how do you sign up?
Well, you can probably just call out to HACAP and talk to somebody out there, and they'll have applications you can fill out.
Okay.
And I know Darren Brown is working with this too, and he gets some applications so he can give to people, that maybe come to the Lighthouse.
Okay.
The Choices Drop-In Center will hold some applications too.
So you can get applications, from 3
Couple
different
different-
places.
Yeah.
Go to Choices.
So Choices, HACAP, or
Darren Brown at the Lighthouse.
at the Lighthouse. Okay. Cool. Awesome.
I got involved in the fact that I was, doing with Celebrate Recovery.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of, I've seen some of the scenarios that people go through. One of the things was, addictions was a problem with some of the people.
Sure.
And they go through these scenarios, but they have to get out and do some field work.
Yeah.
And then just sit around listening to, listening to us.
Yeah. You got to get out there and do it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all very much firsthand learning.
Which is very cool. I feel like a lot of people learn better that way anyway. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yep.
Very cool. Let's take a quick break. We come back. We will keep talking with Stevie and Chuck about bridges out of poverty.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
At First Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with First today and see why together is better.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Washington Live's Community Profiles. We have been chatting with Stevie and Chuck about Bridges Out of Poverty, which is a super cool group that is going to be starting in January 2025. And we have been chatting about all of the things that you can learn throughout this course. So very interactive course, working through a workbook and learning in multiple areas of poverty, not just financial, but educational and many, many, many others. One of their lessons is, you said it to me and then I didn't write it down. So was about bringing in members from the community to talk to this group. So I just want to give a little plug for them. If you are part of the mayor's office, city council, something like that, and are interested in talking with this group, I think that'd be very beneficial for them. I don't know if there'd be any other groups you would be looking for, or if you want to mention a little more about that lesson.
Yes. So as investigators, everyone who signs up becomes investigators, investigates in their community, but not only in their community, they learn different resources other communities have to help people in poverty. So they bring those and they talk to the mayor's office, city council, all of them, and discuss on how they could bring that to their community.
Yeah, so I think that'd be very cool just to hear from some different individuals and get to know them as well, because they might not even know who they are. So, and I know our city council and mayor's office are all really cool people. So, yeah.
Build that bridging capital.
Yeah. That's what the lesson was, right? So,
Yep.
Yeah, she said it, and I didn't write it down. It's absolutely Monday. So, so I was talking with them during the break, and you mentioned that this is a very self-motivated class. Can you go into a little more detail about that?
Well, you're going to get it, whatever you put into it, that's what you're going to get out of it. I mean,
Yeah.
if you just come and you're just not really going to participate in the thing, then you're really not going to get anything out of it. It's like anything you get into, or you're going to, do the work, and that's where you get the information, but you have to put it in good use. I mean,
Right.
if you're not going to use the information that you got, then it's not going to do
Not be worth
good.
it.
So you have to be motivated to get ahead. I mean, people are in poverty, but sometimes we're in situations that are out of their control. And there's many, many people in the country right now that are just one paycheck away from being homeless practically.
Right.
So, I mean, this is going to give you an idea, okay, I need to make sure that, if I do lose my job, what can I do next and help you get, like I said, we can help, educational. You got to learn how to talk. When you go for job interviews, you just can't show up in your pajamas and think you're going to get hired.
Yeah.
Like that. So you got to be, willing to, put some effort into this if you're going to get out. I mean, it's like any job. You always tell the guys that, when you learn to do something, whatever it was, you learn how to do it, and you practice it till you you got it right.
Mm-hmm.
But in most cases, if you're a professional, you got to practice it till you can't get it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I always use the example, when you're in the military, they give you a weapon. And so you got to learn to take it apart and put it back together.
Yeah.
Whether it's right here in broad daylight on this table or in the dark, and you learn that you can field strip this thing in a matter of minutes. You can put it together behind your back in pitch black and be ready to use this thing within minutes, not hours, minutes.
Yeah.
Because that's your lifeline, and that's what we hope to get for these people. This is what I can do now to get myself going.
Yeah.
Yeah, not only, like, these courses aren't like the high school where we're teaching you and we're up on a whiteboard writing it all out. These are ones that you go through and you learn them with each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, firsthand experience, which I think is probably more helpful than staring at a whiteboard. So that's cool. Yeah.
It's like once you get some of the ideas. I mean, I used an illustration one time of Henry Ford when he started the assembly line. It broke down.
Mm-hmm.
So he got the guy that helped him design the line to come in and fix the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So then the guy came in, fixed the thing, and sent him a bill for $10,000. And, Ford thought that was a little excessive.
Yeah.
And so the guy, he said, can you break it down for me? So, the guy sent him a second bill, $100 for the part, $9,900, nowhere to put it. So it was to give him the idea, okay, now I know what to do with this and where to put the part so it works for me.
Yeah.
And that's what, we try to get these people to get into.
Yeah.
Too many times, they're thinking, I failed and I gave up. Well, this is the deal, so you failed. You got to try it again.
You got to try again. Get up, try again.
Practice, not till you get it right, till you can't get it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the situation.
Don't
give up.
Yeah. Well, this sounds like a very cool and informative and helpful class for probably anybody. But you are looking for 12-ish people, you said.
8 to 12.
8 to 12. You can sign up with HACAP, but you'll have information at the Lighthouse,
and
at
Choices
and HACAP.
And this is, we're not talking just low income, middle class.
Low come to middle class. Yeah. Awesome. You were on our break. You were kind of going through some questions, which are kind of fun to think about. Can you spew a few of them off? Just a few that.
Oh, they have a questionnaire when you come in. Is can you survive poverty? Like you know how to live without utilities and a phone. I know which churches that provide assistance with shelter. I know how to move in half a day or in the middle of the night. I know where people experience homelessness, live in towns or often tents and cities and stuff like that. I'm very good at trading and bartering, and I know which things to pick from the trash because they might be worth money, and that's on the low income. Mm-hmm. The same thing, we go into the medium class, he said, I know how to get my children into clubs, sports, camps, and travel for those events. I use mobile apps to pay the bills and track spending and that. I know how to use a credit card, checking accounts, savings accounts, and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's,
Because things to think about that you maybe wouldn't have, and things you'll go through.
Especially if you get down to the situation that you're homeless. Can you survive without these things?
Right.
And most of, younger generation, they probably couldn't survive without their phone.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. Well, again, this group is called Bridges Out of Poverty. It's set to start in January of 2025. We listed the places you can find information. Is there any other details you guys want to give? Any information we missed?
No, it's not right.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for coming on Washington Live Community Profiles. It's nice to have you. Again, check out HACAP, Choices, and the Lighthouse for more information on Bridges Out of Poverty. Sounds like a really great group, and they are open to sign up. So make sure you check them out. But until next time, we'll see you then.